Limbaugh, the head football coach and athletic director of the Fayetteville Wolves. He joins us this morning, brought to you by Lori Darlings in Fayetteville, Alabama, and over in Childersburg. She's on the golf course over there, too,
That's
you
right.
know.
Absolutely.
And, I'm not a golfer, but I don't mind going over there and getting some food, though.
I've had more success getting the food than I will playing golf.
Well, last week it was homecoming against Vincent, and even though it had all the old grads and stuff coming in, it wasn't a real good night on the football field.
It was a bad night on the football field. We learned a lot, and we grew from it, and we got better this past week in practice, but those are lessons you'd rather learn at other times than on the than getting a L.
Yeah. Tackling's been a problem.
We looked horrible. We really and truly, we started the game out hitting hard and tackling them. I believe we tackled them for a loss that first play. And but their number two is quite the athlete. He really is. He has that twist about him where he can go through a slender hole and he can bust it for 60 yards in just a second. You know, a lot of guys you tackle after 2 or 3 yards, but he'll just slip right through there and he'll be on a 30-yard game before you know it. He's a great ball player, and our kids have worked hard this week, and we believe as coaches we've got it nailed down, and we're looking forward to the game tonight.
Kind of just a little bit disappointed defensively.
It was a great disappointment to us because we really and truly had our best week of practice last week, the whole week that we'd had in the last 2 years. It was a great week of practice. Our kids were hitting each other and flying around the field and just having a great time at practice. We really looked good. And you know, Jimmy, when you look back on the game, 4 turnovers.
No.
Okay, you can't win many games with 4 turnovers, and Vincent was able to capitalize and score for those. But you know, when you start the game out and you're doing some things you want to do and you're doing well, and we were moving the football and looked really good. And then all of a sudden we have a fumble, and things started going downhill from there. The bad started escalating, the good started declining, and things didn't go the way we wanted them to go. And we've got to learn how to ride out those valleys. You got those valleys in a football game and in life, and we've got to learn how to ride those valleys out and do constructive things through them. You know.
Well, when you don't tackle well and 4 turnovers to go along with it, that's a recipe for a lot of problems.
Right. And you don't block.
Yeah. No.
So blocking and tackling has been difficult. The last time I looked, I think that was pretty important in football.
So you get into halftime. What are you talking about? And lay out the second half for us.
Well, you know, we're in there. We're talking about the things that we need to do, the things we need to accomplish that we didn't get done, that we talked about. We go back, we revisit our game plan. It's a good one. So we'll go back and revisit that. But, you know, what it boils down to it is my responsibility. And I take full responsibility for it. In our community, we had a great week leading up to our homecoming. It was really fantastic, and the kids had so much fun all week long, and had our parade on Thursday. It was a great week. And then you go out there and you lay an egg at the football game. It really is disappointing. But, you know, our kids are resilient. They came back to practice Monday ready to go, and we went out and, you know, scored a couple touchdowns and after that happened. But we got to get a quicker start, Jimmy. It's got to be a quicker start to a game. The things we do in practice, what it is, we got to translate it and put it in play on the field under those Friday night lights. We're one of the best practice teams you ever saw. We'll get out there and we'll go, and coaches will agree, yeah, we look ready. We need to work on this, and we'll get that done. We're ready there, and we'll work on another area. But there's 3 areas to the game. And those 3 areas are offense and defense and special teams, and we look bad in all 3 phases. So we're gonna get this thing ironed out, and tonight begins that.
Vincent did. I mean, you knew you had a good game plan going in. They didn't really surprise you a whole lot.
No, they didn't. They ran everything we thought they was going to run. What is surprises is just execution. I give them an A, and I give us an F.
Now, knowing Coach Limbaugh, he's usually less colorful than he is this morning. So you know it's a disappointing loss for the Fayetteville football team. And you know, the next thing is, how do we respond?
Well, like I said, our kids are very resilient, and they're going to hit that field tonight in Pell City at Victor Christian, ready to win a ball game, ready to play. ready to get through some of our difficulties. And Bruce Brennan's a great guy. He's my former head coach and always will be my head coach, but I played for him. And he's a great individual, and he'll have his kids ready to play ball. He's going through a little time. He's not feeling well right now. You know, he defeated cancer. God moved in his life. He defeated cancer, and he's not feeling well this week. Please remember him in your prayers. But he is a great person and does a great job. And Victory Christian will come ready to play. They've got a very formidable team. Their quarterback can really pass and throw the ball really, really well. Was great. He's a dual threat for sure. They have some receivers that can really catch the ball and do some nice things, and a big old offensive line, and their defensive line is stout. So it'll be all we can do to go in there and win this ball game, but I believe we will. So we're looking forward to it.
Fayetteville, the Wolves with no shortage of playmakers. You got playmakers.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? Some of the leaders in the state right now are the Loach brothers. They're leading the state right now, doing great things there. But you know, the game, Jimmy, has got to be a balanced attack, and we had about 300 yards passing last week, a 308, I believe, but the rushing wasn't there. And your quarterback's your leading rusher at about, we're getting about 50 yards for the game last week, and Pacey had most of that as quarterback, and a lot of that was when he was on the run. So when the pocket had broken down, things like that. So that's not what you want. You want a more balanced attack. You want a couple hundred passes, a couple hundred running. You want that balance to go out there and get that done. But we had some kids that did some nice things. Atticus Jacks, linebacker for us, young guy, 10th grader, had 11 tackles. We're very proud of what Atticus brings, and Will Darden was able to do some nice things for us and played some running back for us, and his brother Lane. Both of those guys did what you want to do. They blocked, they tackled, they worked hard. Those guys will all get to be captains tonight. I'm very pleased by their effort, but if everybody will put that heart out on the field and do the things that I know and the other coaches know they can do, we'll be just fine tonight.
1 and 2 in region play. This is a non-region game tonight on the road at Pell City against Victory Christian. But with another region game coming up next week, you got to right the ship and get it going again. You got to right the ship. You got to get things going in the proper direction. But football is a lot like life. It's about moving the chains and keeping everything going forward. Apostle Paul said, "I press on toward the ultimate goal, that high prize in Christ Jesus." But Paul talked about pressing on. Well, that's what you do in a football game. It's a game that's played 1 yard at a time. You move the sticks down the field. You got to do the same thing in life. That's what I love about football. It teaches us to go forward. So now, if you're doing that, you can win some games. So we're going to get that thing righted tonight and move on into region play next week against Randolph County. Take us into the locker room, dressing room, after a disappointing loss to Vincent at homecoming last week. Well, the thing about it, we challenged our kids to come back to practice on Monday, ready to go. And they accepted that challenge. Monday, they were ready to go and ready to get out there on the practice field. But were we down? Everybody was. We really wanted that win against Vincent. But you know what? To get a good result, you've got to put in a good effort. And I don't think we put in now there were people sweaty, there were people hot, there were people tired, things like that. But that effort has to be given in a manner in which is productive to a win. Yeah. And we did not do that. We didn't execute well on offense. We laid the ball on the turf. We threw incompletions. We did some things that does not bring about a victory. So those are the things we worked on this week to fix. And we believe that tonight, our fans, which are awesome, they'll be in full force tonight. They'll hit that road, and they'll be in Pell City, Alabama, to watch us take on the Victory Christian. And we're looking forward to showing our fans and everyone the things that we can do correctly. And Fayetteville, Alabama, and Fayetteville High School, they expect their followers to do the right thing and to be positive in supporting this Fayetteville football. Well, they always are. No matter what happens, we have the most positive fans out there. They love the kids, and that, when it boils down to it,
when you give your effort, even in a losing battle, to me those kids are awesome in the fact that they play football, that they do the harder thing, that they compete. And at the end of the day, it's going to serve them well in life. You know, we teach the right things, and we're doing the right things, and we're going to keep doing it the right way. So I'm very proud and very pleased of our kids for doing things like they do. This morning, we'll be opening up the car doors and wearing our ties. And this afternoon, we have a group of kids that'll be reading to our elementary kids. And, you know, we do those right things as part of being a productive citizen. And sometimes it translates to wins on the field. And we're hoping to get one of those wins tonight.
Before we go, always on the Coach John Limbaugh show, we showcase a particular player. Who we got this week?
Well, I'm going to go back again to Atticus Jacks. That kid really is doing good things for us, and he looked good last week, and it shows up better. Right, it shows up better when you get that win.
Yeah.
It shows up a little better. So I'm looking for great things out of young Atticus tonight.
All right, kick at 7 o'clock over in St. Clair County against Victory Christian. The Wolves in action on the road tonight. Coach John Limbaugh show brought to you by Lori Darlings in Fayetteville and in Childersburg. More Daybreak coming up after the break.